Shema.
And welcome to Beyond Borders. Welcome to the channel. We are in a new space.
Yep, that's why we've been taking so long to get our content out. Moving apartments is not an easy thing.
It's just as hard as finding one in Berlin.
Yes. And we had to do everything on our own, and it took place in like one day. So also we're on the 3rd floor with no elevators. So yeah, that was difficult. But we're in.
It was a bit tricky, and we're sorry for the delay in the videos. If you would have seen, we have just posted our very first Poland video from our vlog series to Wrocław, which was posted last week, and you can check it up over here. I'll link it above. But we thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to maybe address a few of the things that maybe happened in the video. And we thought that this video that we're going to do today is maybe, it's a good introduction or summary, because it's stuff that you should not do in Poland. And one thing that I found out that I should not do in Poland is put my shoes on
the seats of anything.
The seats of a tram. But
it was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
It's so weird. So firstly, I just want to apologize to anyone that I offended, anyone that felt disrespected, disgusted. There were a lot of comments. I feel like the shoes stole the show of that video. 90% of the comments were all related to me putting my feet on the
seat.
On the seat.
And the thing is, it is not a cultural thing. It is not something that we do in our country or because it's bad behavior or anything. It was just a simple mistake. But I also think though it is cultural, because if you go to South Africa, you will see, and it was a big culture difference when moving to Germany, is that people take their shoes off when they go into someone's house, be it your own house or a friend's house. Anyone's house, people remove their shoes. In South Africa, have you ever removed your shoes when you go into someone else's house? Have you ever ridden in a train?
I don't ride in trains, so
in South Africa, no. So
I am sorry for putting my feet on the train.
But also, I disagree with you when you say that it's a cultural thing, because in South Africa, well, especially in my household, you don't put your feet on the couch when you have shoes on. Or you don't put your shoes on a table, or, just basic.
But I didn't think it was a big deal looking at it, because when I was roaming the cabins, everyone was doing it, and there was...
But we're not everyone.
But we're not everyone.
And we're learning.
But I didn't feel it at that moment in time like it was a bad thing, so I just want to apologize.
Yeah, we understand exactly what everyone was saying, you need to keep the space clean, and shoes are dirty and all that. So for that, we are very, very sorry.
I don't think you have to apologize. You told me to put my feet off.
Yes, but still, you are a part of me, and I am a part of you. Your mistakes are my mistakes. So yes, we will take all of that advice moving forward and never, ever, ever do it again. And we're very sorry.
And I think that this is the perfect video that encapsulates of stuff that we should not do in Poland.
Yes, because we will be visiting a lot more. I think we're busy lining up our next big trip already,
which we will share in a few weeks' time, or where we will be going. We are going to be posting the rest of our Wrocław videos in the coming days. So stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like this video if you enjoy our content. Over 90% of you guys watching our videos are still not subscribed. But we are still doing these videos because we really enjoy Poland, and we enjoy interacting with our Polish community. So we're going to get straight into today's video, which is this is what you should not do in Poland, and it's by one of our favorite Polish creators, which is Vigo's dad. He's got a lot of Polish videos of things that we should do, should not do, Polish culture, just summarizing Poland in a nutshell in all aspects of life. So I really enjoy his videos, and we thought this would be the perfect video to address not only the shoe thing, but also other things that we should look out for.
Yes, because I think it's important for us moving forward to know what you should not do, so that we do not do it.
So that we don't have another instant. I just hope we haven't done something in Wrocław in the other
Now
video.
we're actually scared of uploading our other videos, everyone.
Maybe I shouldn't post these videos. Maybe we should just close this YouTube channel down.
Bye! No, we're not going to do that. We are learning. It is part of the process. If you come to South Africa, things will be completely different. And I think if you had to film yourself walking in South Africa doing something, there will always be people who say, Anna, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Just understand that we meant no disrespect, and it is purely just because we are not used to this type of like trains and trams and buses and all of these different things. So we're learning, and we are taking your advice and growing from it. So
if there's anything else that we should not do or be aware of, please let us know in the comments down below.
And please be gentle on us. Like I said, we are learning, and we just have a big passion for Poland, and we want to grow with the community and not upset anyone.
Please don't scare us.
Yes.
Okay, into today's video. Are you ready?
Let's go.
When you say you're gonna do something, do it. Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up, people? Hola, Vigosdad here. Welcome to another episode. I see all these YouTubers making videos about what not to do in Poland. Don't make these mistakes in Poland. I'm actually happy that they're making those videos, because at the end of the day, what we want is to showcase Poland and to make sure that more people out there can see the beautiful country that Poland is and the great people the Polish people are. But when
That is exactly what we are doing in these videos. We are trying to get Poland out more into the limelight and more shown to the rest of the world.
Yeah, we're promoting the country, and that's what we want to do. We fell in love with it the very first time we visited it, and that's why we are doing what we're doing. It's a beautiful country. I love the people. I'm not going to go into all the stuff I love, because I feel like I say it in every video, but it's true.
One thing that you will love is our next couple of videos where we really dug deep into Polish cuisine. Yes. The next video that's going to be posted, I think you guys are going to absolutely love. But that is for another day. These are stuff that you should not do in Poland.
When I think about the things that you should not do in Poland, I think we need to go deeper. So come with me and let's see what are the real things that you should not do in Poland.
The real thing.
We should probably have watched this video before we went.
No one recommended a video of what not to do.
If there's one thing that you're going to avoid doing on this list, this is the one. Don't refuse a babcia's offering. Polish people are very well known for their hospitality. They are incredible hosts. They're welcoming, and they love to share their things with people, especially things that have been crafted and a lot of time has been put into it. Food is a very big one, and this traces back to the times of war. Of course, all this has been extremely well documented, but if you didn't know, back during war times, it would be weeks before people would have any option whatsoever at the grocery store.
I was told that not only food, but if anything gets offered to you by a Polish individual, just accept it, say thank you, be kind.
I don't think everything.
No, whatever they want to give you, just accept it.
Oh, drugs.
No, like, obviously not that type of stuff, but if I'm out of like just culture.
I'm just joking. Food,
gifts. Don't decline a gift.
But I mean,
it's common sense though.
Yeah, does that not go without saying? Like, why would you decline someone's gift ever?
I think though some individuals maybe decline something out of trying to be polite and say no thank you.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Like saying, oh no, I'm fine, thank you, but you want to actually say yes.
Yes.
But you don't want to seem like you're intruding or something.
But I think Poles take it a lot more personal if you do that.
It's like I think South African grandmothers are like that. So they're also like bake cookies and would give you all the time, and they want to like give you snacks and food. Like, I don't know, was your granny like that?
And you just don't say no.
You don't say no because it offends her. So I kind of understand and agree with this one.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Chleb poproszę.
Proszę.
Dziękuję.
Unlike today, you were not choosing between a bread with 7 seeds baked in a Mediterranean stone oven or the gluten-free loaf designed in America but assembled in Vietnam, only sold in Marks and Spencer's to the first 100 people. And even with this scarcity, Polish people were splitting in half whatever little they had to share with whoever might need it. A great example of this is during Polish Vigilia, there's always an extra space at the table for an unexpected.
That was a very cool tradition that we had seen in one of our Polish facts videos, where they leave an opening at the seat so that a guest or visitor can join in, and they will always be welcome.
That is so sweet, actually. And
You imagine just walking to a random person's house
no, I don't think you can do that.
and just saying, "Hi, I'm here for dinner."
Okay, question.
Can you do that?
Question. Who do they leave the seat open for? And what happens when someone arrives and they actually want to sit there? Is it like, yeah, I just want to know.
Do you let complete strangers into your house?
Because like that's also not always safe. So I want to understand a bit more about this.
Or maybe in Poland it's different. Maybe it is so.
That's why I'm asking. Like, I want to really understand this whole concept. And is it only at certain occasions?
Yes. I think it's like around Christmas time, I think.
Okay.
Or Thanksgiving, I think. But the generosity of Poles is very admirable. And it was mentioned to us in our previous videos where millions of Ukrainian refugees came into the country and they didn't require any additional housing because they were all taken in by Polish families and hosted. Like, millions of people, and they just took them in and hosted them in their houses. Like,
No, that's admirable.
if that doesn't tell you a lot about how good these people are, then nothing ever will.
Yeah.
Expected visitor that might need some shelter. It is a generation thing. Polish grandmas, although a little old and maybe a little tired, will always find strength and time to show love. And usually they do that by giving you things, especially food. You don't eat fish? Nieważne. Oh, you're on a diet? Nieważne. You're vegan? You're vegan? Shit, that's a lot of butter. Nieważne.
Nieważne.
I feel like South African grandmas are the exact same.
I don't think I'd bring someone to my granny's like Sunday roast who was a vegan. I think she would feel offended that the person won't eat all of the meats and the...
She'll convert you.
Yeah. So that I understand. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. You eat and you accept. So.
And you finish what's in front of you.
Oh, yes.
That's the hardest thing. Like, if someone dishes up at you like a massive plate of food, you have to finish it.
Don't worry about being nice. Be consistent, be reliable. Depending where you're traveling to and where you're from, this may vary, but it's quite a general rule that whenever you go to a place, it pays off to be polite, to be cheerful, to be nice. It's not that Polish people don't like it.
Just on that note, in the comments, we get called Westerners quite often.
I'm a southerner.
So we just want to clarify, like, that to us is like saying that Poland is
Eastern
Europe. We're not Westerners. We are
South African.
We are at the bottom of Africa. We are South Africans. We are not Westerners.
The southernmost tip of Africa.
Yes. So we're just going to clarify that for everyone.
I kind of feel offended if someone calls me a Westerner because I'm not a Westerner.
We're not the same. We have a complete different culture to Westerners. So just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.
Like it when you're nice, but that concept is a little bit different when you're in Poland. I myself, I'm very guilty of that. I can smile all day long and I can compliment people left and right, but I'm still gonna get long faces and awkward stares if I don't comply with the single most important rule in a relationship with a Polish person, and that is to be consistent and to be reliable. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you said you're gonna be there at 3, don't show up at 4. And if you committed to helping a friend, but you were just trying to be nice, don't do it, or you lose all respect of Polish people. Honestly speaking, some of the things they say to you can come off as pretty damn rude. If you don't know the reason why they do it, then you might feel a little bit like, hey Kuba, can you help me put together furniture this weekend? Nope, I don't have time. Cold. But you see,
I don't think that they are cold. They're not cold people. They're just very forward and to the point. I've got a few friends that I work with that are Polish, and they're not rude. They're just straight to the point.
Yeah. But don't you think that, like, growing up not as a native English speaker, that sometimes your vocabulary can come across a little bit more straightforward?
I think if you grew up not speaking English and you learned English later on in life, you may not have that softness of being able to speak the language because you never spoke it.
Yeah, like say a sentence in a way where it doesn't sound rude, but you know,
I get what you're saying. It's basically saying that if you haven't grown up speaking the language, you don't necessarily understand certain words.
Yes.
And they might come across rude or offensive when you do the direct translation
Yes.
of whatever language your native language is to English.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah.
It's not that they're really rude, it's that they don't want to commit to something that they might not keep their word on. They really don't want to come off as unreliable. Same thing goes with consistency. If you say you don't like something,
as well.
don't be changing your mind, because people will take your word for it. Stop all that fairy tale bullshit and let's complain together. If there's one thing that Polish people love more than vodka and pierogi babci, is to complain. But here's the thing, there's an art form to complaining in Poland. There are certain rules that you have to...
Even the Polish people in our comments said that this is true.
But I don't feel they complain. I just feel like they're very opinionated and they like to set the facts straight and they like to be able to... I don't know, I feel like they almost love debating, like they love conversation.
And also love letting you know when you've done something that they don't like.
Like the shoes on the train. Once again, I'm sorry.
You should be.
Won't happen again.
have to adhere to. There's nothing more irritating to a Pole than someone that comes off as overtly happy and just overall fake. Your friend had a terrible day at job, we're in the middle of the pandemic, their son is sick. The last thing you should say to them is, "Będzie dobrze, jutro jest nowy dzień." Oh, don't even try. Instead, share how you also had a shitty day and he will feel understood. Polish people value community, so they rejoice on the feeling that they belong to a bigger picture. So the infamous Polish complaining, it's nothing more than them looking for a connection with others. So next time you hear someone grumble, show some camaraderie and let them know how you're also going through something similar. As counterproductive as this might sound, I promise you, in the end, they will give you a big smile. If you want to go to the next level with Polish people, don't just go for the words, go for the body language. It is true that Polish language is one of the hardest languages to learn. So when a foreigner learns a couple of words, you'll get a few surprised faces and even a couple pattings in the back. Although, let's face it, Polish people don't touch so much. And having said that, we're in the year 2020. We are in the times of millennials, of Gen Z, and you get more and more YouTube videos showcasing Poland, the wonders that you can find in this beautiful country. Which means it's not uncommon to find some foreigner learning to say do widzenia or dziękuję. But for the life of me, learn that it's not pierogis, it's pierogi. It's already in plural form. There are some serious, unique body language cues that if you master them, Polish people will hand you the keys to the city. Number 1, the Polish shoulder shrug. Nie wiem. Tak. Number 2, the circle of trust. Polish people have what I called a circle of trust. It's an imaginary ring that goes all the way around them where they feel uncomfortable whatever is close to this imaginary ring. Let's say this is a person. If that person comes inside my ring, that is a no-no. And number 3, voice volume and polite interruption. For me to explain voice volume and polite interruption, I'm gonna need Carolina's help. Okay guys, so like I said, I need her help to clarify this particular Polish body language trait. We're talking about volume of voice and what I call polite interruption, okay? So for example, Polish people speak loud. Not as Dominican, we yell, but you guys are, for example, in a public transportation, and you're there on the phone.
Hello, mama, słyszysz mnie? Yeah.
Exactly.
Very
Why
loud.
does that happen?
Why does it happen that we're loud? I don't think anyone has the answer to this question.
Okay, so for example, if a foreigner that is going to start incorporating some of that Polishness, what should I do? Like, for example, to me it's very hard to speak when people are listening to me, so I'm like, I'll call you later.
I think it's more important that in a group that you learn to deal with the interruption.
That takes us to the second part, which is polite interruption. Polish people interrupt
I love how you called it polite.
each other. I call it polite because they don't mean, you guys don't mean to interrupt people as in like rude, like shut up. It's more like we are speaking in a group of people here and all of a sudden
It's
someone
interjections, right?
Yeah, interjections.
Yes.
So
Like what I'm doing now to you.
there you go.
That
So,
I feel like sometimes I do that as well because I'm gonna forget what I wanted to say if I don't immediately say it.
So you said no.
So I say it immediately, but it's like it's not interruption. It's like interjection.
Interjection, interacting, wanting to be part of the conversation.
Communicating. You know? So I think I like that. I like it when people, not when I'm busy, obviously saying something raw for in a sentence, but
It's your Polish blood, that's why. You're trying to... it's like coming out, like you want to speak as well.
are you calling me aggressive?
No. Loud, maybe, sometimes.
Yeah, well.
so learn that one.
The final thing is, think like a Pole, not like a tourist. It's so common to hear tourists say, Poland is so cheap, everything is so affordable, the food is delicious. What an amazing nature. And all of that is true.
That is literally what we've been saying in all of our
I
videos.
feel like he's making fun of us now.
It's not cheap
But
for
Polish
Polish
people know
We know
this,
this.
and this is my particular opinion. And they're not gonna say anything because they are very humble people, but there's a lot more to being Polish. There's a lot more to Poland. And frankly, there's a lot more things that probably you should not do in Poland than what I can cover in one video. But if you want to get closer to the beautiful group of human beings that Polish people are, I think it's important that you start thinking like a Pole. When you go over to visit, get off the beaten path, explore the villages, talk to the local people. They love meeting foreigners. Because at the end of the day, long gone are the days where societies remain closed. Polish people want to explore the world. Polish people want the world to explore them. So come on over and enjoy the pleasures of Poland. Boom!
Well,
I don't think he covered the feet on the seats of the train.
I think it's not like something that you have to explain to someone. Don't put your shoes on a seat.
Okay, I was just being teasing. I'm not going to do it ever again. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that he said is kind of the feeling that I already get from Poland. Like there isn't something new that I've kind of not already known. I think this, if anything, this series has really taught us a lot about the Polish culture, the people, the history. And it's just always nice adding more layers to that of different things, like stuff you shouldn't do or stuff you should know.
Also, on a side note, if we were to use our currency from South Africa and travel to Poland, Poland wouldn't be cheap.
It would be pretty expensive.
Very expensive.
But that's because we've got a very weak currency in rand,
Yes.
and even the Polish zloty. I don't know how you say it. I think it's zloty. But even the conversion of that to rand is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest in terms of having a weak currency, but at the same time, I think for foreigners who visit the country, it's always cheap. Like when we go to South Africa nowadays for holidays, it's always nice going with euros because we feel like it's cheaper.
It can take you further, you know. But for South Africans, and when we lived in South Africa, we understand exactly. It feels so expensive living there, like paying in rand and doing things in rand. And I mean, there was a point where we could hardly afford fuel because fuel prices, I don't even know where it is currently at, but it was so expensive to fill your car up.
But if anything, I feel I can relate to Poles because they get foreigners, they come there and say it's cheap.
Oh, it's so cheap.
But as a Pole, it's not cheap. And it's the same for South Africa. International people come there, they visit it, say, oh, it's cheap, but for South Africans, it's not cheap.
They stay for like 5 months and be like, oh, I had the best holiday ever. It was so cheap. And for South Africans, it's just, wow, those people must be very rich.
But it's not just the currency.
It's just the currency, and we understand that. So we really understand that on a personal level.
But if there's anything else that you would like to add to the list, or something that we should know before visiting again, or if there's anything interesting that Poles do different to what the rest of the world does, then please let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's always nice interacting with you guys. Subscribe to our channel so that you stay up to date with all of our latest videos, and like this video if you enjoyed it. We will be posting, like I said, all of our Wrocław videos in the next couple of days, and I really hope we don't do anything wrong in those videos.
I'm sure we won't. And if we do, we're learning, and we're sorry in advance.
Don't be too harsh. But until next time, this is Beyond Borders.
Over and out. Do widzenia.